Okay. Okay, welcome everybody today. Welcome to our first virtual event. I'm so happy to have everybody on board. And I hope that we get everything we need to understand about what it takes for kids to get involved in technology and how well we can participate in getting them involved. So, trying to get control of the slide here. My name is Adebola Ogunyemi, and I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm also an educationist at Pranet Initiative. I'm an instructor. And kids, the younger generation, the opportunity to have a good journey and to be bold and confident when they get to the future. So basically today we are going to be looking at closing the digital gap. So what role can parents play? What role can the guardians play? What role can the educational sector play? What role can an organization or we as an organization play, and people, everyone in general, play to be able to get the kids involved in technology? So I know we can relate very easily how smart kids can be. Sometimes I imagine how they can easily figure things out quickly. They are quite inquisitive, always wanting to know what's going on, and they're being able to find their way around things easily. And I think that's more of the reason why they are termed digital natives, because of their relationship with technology. They are being raised in a tech world, in a digital world. And sometimes you see that while you're still trying to find your way through your tech devices, maybe through your tablets, your laptops, or probably your system, your anything techy around you, they tend to actually come in and begin to tell you how to go about it. They actually don't really need a manual. Can we all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Okay, good. All right. So they actually don't need a manual or a tutorial guide to actually go on with how to navigate and go through those devices. They're very quick in getting things. They actually know where to get to, how to get to your videos, how to get to your pictures. Sometimes they even know how to get to your data and then start navigating through your internet and start browsing. So it's just because of the era they are being raised, because everything around them is techy. So they're interacting with the kind of environment they are being raised in. So basically, kids are very drawn to what they can visually interact with. So I think I would term myself probably a digital native, or maybe a digital immigrant, because while growing up, I didn't have any access to technology like that, because my parents didn't really know much about tech. And phone was just coming in at that time. So basically, you could have you would have the Nokia 3310 and also the Sagem phone at that time. The old models of phone, and it was really, really interesting for me, because I knew I wasn't the kind of inquisitive kid that wants to know what is going on at the back end, how to check out why these things are moving. I wasn't that inquisitive, but basically I was more concerned about operating these things. I wanted to know how to move these things from year to year, and also, playing the games where it was so easy for me. I can remember playing Space Impact on Nokia 3310. I don't know how many of us are very familiar with that. I could play that over and over, search for when my mom hides the phone and then go through it and then it handle the phone and play the games over and over again. So basically, it's because it's something I can visually interact with, something that it looks new to me, and basically, these are things that attract kids from time to time. So their relationship is so natural with tech because of their environment. Okay, so the future jobs. 85% of jobs that will exist in 2020 haven't been invented yet. So this was an article written by the Institute for the Future and published by Dell Technologies 2018. And normally this should sound very fearful and disturbing, because where do our kids stand? You know, a lot of them want, some want to be doctors, engineers, fashion designers, different career paths. They have different passions and all. So where do they stand? Should this make us afraid? Should this make us prepare, towards the future? Or what should actually be our stance towards this? Now, Dell Technologies actually published that 85% of jobs that will be existing in 10 years, to come have not been invented yet. And I'm so sure that we also agree that a number of jobs we have today were not even available about 10 years or 15 years back. Jobs like content creator, social media content creator, social media managers, even Uber drivers, mobile app developers, software developers. Those jobs were actually extinct 15 years ago, 10 years ago. But because knowledge advances and tech is also rapidly running at a fast pace, people are trying to meet up. So new jobs are actually coming forward, and people are actually finding their way around it. Now, I think also that the educational system has a lot to do in keeping up with this particular trend, because most times it's so saddening that even after graduates comes out of the university, they tend to be stranded a bit, because what they're actually expecting the job market to be is not what they're seeing it to be. They're actually prepared for something else, and then they get there, they see new jobs, new demands, and then you see running of graduates from one place to the other, trying to keep up with tech skills or trying to gain a particular skill to be able to get the job they need to move forward. And also, according to Dell Technologies, the published article by Dell Technologies, I beg your pardon, they also mentioned that in 10 years to come, people won't be looking for jobs anymore. Job will start looking for people. That means the skill set to actually carry out the demands of jobs in the future will actually be high. So how do we prepare, prepare the kids to be able to meet up, to be confident, to be independent, and able to face whatever it is that the job market actually is giving out? Oh, the future proofed. The world is rapidly changing, and possibilities are limitless. We need to get the kids prepared. We need to get the kids ready to thrive in respect to the demands of the future. So getting the kids prepared right now is so important. It's so important. Recently, I was interacting basically with a young mother in the rural area here, and I was actually evangelizing tech to her. I was telling her, your kid needs to be out there. Your kids needs to have that equal opportunity with other kids outside. I was interacting more with her of how serious she should take its development, especially in the tech field. And then she was opening up to me about how well it does with devices. Whenever an appliance in the house is spoiled or damaged, it comes up and then fixes the appliance together, and then it starts working. And then these are raw talents that kids have, raw gifts that kids have that needs to be, harnessed, in order for them to be useful for themselves and useful for the environment and the nation in the future. So what are we doing to prepare them to be future-proof? Now, basically, involving your kids in technology gives them 4 basic standpoints that are actually very priceless. Now, your kids learn to critically think and solve problems. This is very, very important. Recently, I was taking some kids in coding, and I noticed that one of the young girls, has been struggling with fixing a particular code. It wasn't working. I checked it. I said, what's going on? She said she's tired. She doesn't know how to deal with this code and all that. And, I told her, you're going to sit here and sort this out. And if you don't have a solution yet, we could check it out together and solve it. The ability to stay with kids and, allow them to solve problems, to think and to solve problems is very vital and important. So they don't run from problems when it shows up. They are all, you build the skill of them. You build the skill of them providing solutions to problems when they encounter one. So basically, she tried and tried again, and I allowed her to stay on it. It got to a time she skipped the problems and then moved forward with other challenges. I had to direct her back again to sort it out, and then we sat down with it and we figured it out. I scattered the code, and then she was able to move on. So the ability for kids to think critically is very, very important. The ability for them to solve problems is very important, because all around us today, there are a lot of things that require solution. There are a lot of problems, challenges around us. And if we don't start investing and raising the younger generation right now, it's really going to tell in the future. And also, you build that collaborative skill in them. They learn to work together. Children don't have to be independent. They learn how to interact, how to bring suggestion, how to, tolerate each other, different skills. They can actually bet from working together. There will be conflict. They learn how to resolve conflict. They learn how to, lead. They learn how to follow, how to help, how to divide taxes, and so many things. So that collaborative skill is actually imbibed also in them. Their communication too is also enhanced. And, basically, all these things work together. And most importantly, their creativity. Children have a very, very wild imagination. They can just see something and they can see it in another way entirely. They are able to, write stories in their mind, able to, different things, pops up in their mind. They can mix different things together. Their imaginative power is so strong. So why not we just harness all these gifts that they have and, allow tech, bring it into the tech space, get them involved in technology in order for them to get prepared. That's for them to channel these strengths that they have into getting prepared for what is awaiting them in the future. So the digital gap, 40.1% of Nigerians live below the poverty line. 61.2% have access to the internet in Nigeria, and about 207 million people make up the total population of Nigeria. This report is according to the National Bureau of Statistics of Nigeria, 2020. 40.1%, of Nigerians live below the poverty line. So there's an imbalance with opportunity. They don't have access to information and communication technology, and you see the inability for the rural areas to actually have access to what the urban area has access to. You see the low-income families unable to have access to what the high-income families have access to. You see the developed and underdeveloped countries, having that imbalance, and also the educated and the uneducated. And basically the rural areas, you see, they are actually left far behind, because most of the kids don't actually know what technology is at all. Most of them haven't seen a computer before. Most of them don't even know what a mouse is. They've never handled a mouse. So is that, and there are lots and lots of them, smart and brilliant kids here, but the opportunities they have, and they don't have equal opportunities as the kids probably in the urban areas. And even kids in the urban areas, not all of them also have this opportunity, though they can be easily exposed to opportunities like this to get access to technology. But the low-income families too are suffering at one hand. At the other hand, they don't have access to what they need to get to be able to access and make the best of technology. And also the pandemic issue, the rising of the coronavirus pandemic has really shown how far we've gone as a nation and where our lapses are and what it is we have to do. A lot of kids don't have access to tech because of a lot of factors: poverty, internet access, quite a number of things has been an embargo for kids to get access. And because of the gap, the imbalance in kids having access to technology, the imbalance in kids having access to information, rural, that geographical location has actually been a factor, rural and urban, low-income family, high-income families, developed countries and underdeveloped countries, educated and the uneducated. So these things have actually caused a gap, a major gap in the digital world. And, how possible is it for this gap to get closed? Basically, in the rural areas, we've seen that a lot of kids are withdrawn from what is actually going out there. And it's very, very important that they don't get left out from what is going. And they also have equal opportunities, equal standing with kids in the urban areas. And we have to work together in order for this, in order to be more of a bridge and to start from our immediate environment in our little capacity to make sure that these kids have the access that they need and early enough. It's very important, early enough. So the major causes, and also they also serve as implication of digital gap, is actually inaccessibility to internet service. Most places, most marginalized places, people that don't really have much opportunity, they don't actually have access to internet. Children comes back from school and they can't connect to the internet. They can't even do their assignment. They don't have, some of them even learn in school and can't even grab what they've been taught, and they don't have any other option to get connected or to learn better. They have no access to resources. They have no access basically to the internet. They have no access to devices to aid their learning. A lot of kids that fall into the aspect of the ones that don't have access to the tech resources and the things that tech has to offer, a lot of them don't know what a system is. They don't know what a mouse is. They don't know how to operate a computer. And the educational system has not really been very helpful because kids are actually very rigid in their learning. We are still coming with the old traditional means. So it's just a work where everybody together, there must be a change in the system of education where learning is very flexible, where kids can be flexible with their learning, where they can learn even more than one thing and know how to initiate tech, even in their area of field and even totally with their passion. So basically, when they get to that standpoint in the future, whatever the future has to give, whatever the future has to offer, they are able to stand and take it. And the beautiful thing also is when they actually have access to all these things, when they are not left out, with all these disadvantages, as it were, they are not only going to have that job in the future, they are also going to be job creators. So basically, now digital literacy too is one of it. A lot of kids don't even know, they don't know about the skills that they need, to actually thrive. And not only the kids, even the teachers, even the parents, even the people in their immediate surroundings don't have access to the skills that will, enable them to thrive in the future. And this also has caused, I think people mentioned all this also can cause unequal opportunities for them. They don't even have a good standing out there. Like I mentioned, I don't know whether the network was still on at that time. I was speaking to one of the rural moms and I told her, your kids have to have an equal opportunity with other kids outside. They need to have an equal standing. So if they have the opportunity to get involved in tech, don't stop them. Allow them. And she was even saying their dad was going to get get tech devices for them and all that. And then I was encouraging her because it is that important. It is that important. A lot of children here have raw skills and raw talent. So what can we do to make sure that they keep up and they're able to use these things positively and to be of advantage to them and their immediate environment? And because of when all these implications, when all these courses are being sorted out, there's a solution to all these things. There's a lot of, they begin to bet a lot of innovations. Kids begin to do amazing things. They begin to fix things. They recognize problems in their communities, in their area, and they are able to create solution. Bring their creativity together, bring their collaborative skills together, bring their communicative skills together, bring their critical thinking skills together, and begin to make, provide solutions to problems that they see around them. So what's the way forward? It's our responsibility as parents, as guidance, educators, the government, as an organization to actually bridge this gap in our quest to prepare the millennials for the demands of the future. We have to join hands in a little way, in a little capacity, to make sure that they have this access. It's very important. Okay, so parents providing digital devices for their kids to work, adequate internet access, and also effective monitoring. This is very important because most times parents actually leave kids to actually find their way over, on the phone, on the tab. They're supposed to be learning and using these things for their own good, to upgrade themselves or to get better each day. So proper monitoring, proper management, of this tech resources, proper monitoring of your kids and what they do on the internet. You have to know if they are learning. So the proper means of making sure that they are guided and they are using these resources properly is very, very important. And also digital skills, giving them access. Most schools don't know the importance of having digital skills yet. And that's very unfortunate because the world is rapidly moving, tech is rapidly advancing. You see predictions that in 10 years to come, 15 years to come, robotics are going to be in vogue, artificial intelligence, basically, virtual reality, augmented reality, a lot of things are going to be in vogue. So how are they going to cope? They need to be ready. So digital skills is very, very, very important for the kids to actually thrive in the future. So when you see probably that the kids don't have access to this at home, in school rather, you can provide these resources, this skill set for them at home by probably enrolling them online. There are a lot of resources online for them to learn, and also to probably hire a teacher who is actually proficient in technology to actually take them and lead them and guide them in the way. Educators also need to have access to technological resources. This is very, very important for the schools and the educational system to advance from the traditional now means of that parents have come from, that most of us, came from, and then stepping forward. We can't remain stagnant. We can't be lagging behind anymore. We have to move forward. So providing technological resources, providing digital literacy for teachers, this is very important. It shouldn't be a one-man thing. Every teacher should be literate when it comes to digital skills at one level or the other. And also providing teachers training, yes, and technical support also for the teachers, when they need it. And basically parents being involved in their kids' progress as relating this area. And also for the government to implement technology in the curriculum, very important. Technology has to be one of the important topics in the subjects, rather, in the curriculum. It is very important. As important as mathematics is, tech is also important. Affordable internet access and ICT infrastructure is also so important. So these are basic things that we need to begin to bridge and close this unnecessary gap. Also, IT organizations creating awareness and creating also free digital training, availability of technological devices, and also access to the internet. So it's actually a joint work. So basically at Pranet Initiative, our aim is to build a digitalized Africa by creating a sustainable space for information, empowerment, education, and connection with the aid of technology. We are running two important projects right now, the Parent Teach Tech project and the Tech We Can Charter. At the Parent Teach Tech project, what we do is we educate parents on the importance of technology for their kids, how their kids can get involved in tech early enough, how their kids can get involved in tech early enough. And also we provide a lot of resources online on our social media platforms, which we'll be sharing with you shortly, our social media platforms, on how flexible and vast tech can be and how their kids can actually still participate in the technological space, no matter their passion, no matter their field of influence, no matter their interest, they can still be part of the tech world. A lot of parents mention that my child loves football, my child loves arts. And just to educate parents that tech can penetrate into any field and get them ready for the future. Also, Pranet Initiative is working with the Tech We Can Charter with the aim to tackle the root cause of this same digital gap at a societal level by also inspiring and educating young kids, yes, especially young girls, to get into the tech career, whatever field it is that they want to get into, and also share these best practices across whatever organization they get to find themselves. You know, they have a lot of platforms on the Tech We Can Chat. They have tech for fun, tech for engineering, tech for medicine, how to initiate technology into whatever career field there is. And I think we'll be connecting to Becky Patel. She's going to be telling us more about what Tech We Can is all about.